This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield and his better half, Marnie Winfield.
I went there to wake Chris up. Tyrone's in there. He's snoring loud as hell, and he's got his headphones on.
You can hear it.
Yes, like probably if it goes to 10 being loudest, it's at a 10. And he's just sitting there. I'm like, what is he trying to drown out? Like, is he trying to keep Satan in? It is the 8th of May, 2021. My name is Corey Winfield.
Marnie Winfield.
And this is the 217 Recovery Podcast. That was taken from an episode. You said you remember that one, Marnie.
I do.
Yeah, there was lots of funny stuff in that one, actually.
Oh, man, those guys are a trip.
See, those are the good days. You know, I was in sober living, and I was actually managing a house at that point, and, you know, the guys would come in, and we had a fun time doing the podcast and laughing and clearly having fun. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, those are good days, but it keeps getting better.
Right.
You know, they tell you it just keeps getting better. I was telling the guy that the other day. It's like, read the promises, man. Like, I think we're at some point in my recovery, and probably yours too, you just felt like, yeah, that always happens to other people. Kind of like winning the lottery or, you know, finding that true love, that romance.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, not me.
Not me. Mm-mm. Nope. I'm going to be a piece of crap, and I'm not going to beat this, and it's gonna win, and I'm gonna let everyone down. It's what I've always done.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. I literally would think to myself, it sounds like a great idea. I would love to feel that way if what they're saying is true, but I don't see it happening for me. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to, but I just didn't see it.
But did you want it magically to? I mean, like, when I say magically, I mean, obviously you didn't think like a wizard's gonna come and just...
Well, you know what? Honestly, because of the fact that I originally started my attempt at getting sober in like roughly 2006 or so. And it was like, it was very short-lived, you know, periods of weeks, months at the most. And then I got in trouble. So then I had kind of like the nudge from the judge, sobriety. And I tried to grasp onto it because I ran into those people, you know, in the rooms. And I wanted to believe what they were saying. And they came across pretty legit, pretty, you know, sincere that they could feel this way and that this, you know, these promises come true and yada, yada, yada. And so I did the work, and I did all the steps and followed the suggestions, hit a bunch of meetings, and I started feeling some kind of way. I started like, this is possible. Like, I think I can probably hang on to this. But there was always like, for now in my head, I think I can hang on to this for now. Because when you actually got to the end of the page and it was like, and you can never drink again for the rest of your life, I'm just like, I don't see that being feasible for me. I don't see it. I mean, I know I need to turn things around. I know I was in a really dark spot and crap was falling apart for me. But I had started to put it together. And that's when it's dangerous. That's when it's super dangerous. Is because you think you got it licked. And you do start turning things around. And the promises do start coming true little by little. And then you're like, let me give it another go and see if I can maintain or manage or, you know, cut corners and this. And it doesn't work. And it just blew up in my face again and again. So, I mean, when you say, like, do I think it's magical? Like, I wanted it to magically happen. I had grasped the fact that there was no such thing as that. I just didn't know what exactly it was that I was waiting for. And for me, it was I had to surrender to the fact that I can't live this life. Alcohol and drugs cannot be a part of me because I will cease to exist. Mm-hmm. And I will just continue ruining and wrecking myself, my health, my relationships, my life, unless I just decide and come to terms with the fact that I just can't do it. And that was like my, call it a spiritual awakening, you know, where really I was like, I can't do this alone. That was another piece of it. Is like something bigger there's something bigger out there than me. I know that to be true. I believe in God, so I choose to call it God, but whatever works for people. But I knew that something needed to be taken, that obsession needed to be taken from me. And I couldn't do it because I had tried. I tried to shove it down. And then I would forget about it. You know, I can live life sober. Look at me go. But it was always down there. And I had to just have it completely just taken. And that had to be from something bigger than me. So, I mean, that was a long-winded answer to what you're asking, but
No,
it's the truth.
Yeah, and you came to that point, like I did too, where you had to come to a realization of, I can never drink, I can never do drugs again. I can't even smoke a little pot. I mean, who cares if anybody else does? I'm not living their life. I'm living mine.
Yep.
Can't smoke pot. I can't take pills. I can't do any of that. Because as soon as I get that itch again, I'm off. I'm done. And that was the difference, you know. And I didn't have the experience of, ooh, I'm almost getting there. Yeah, I'm, you know, of course, you said you had the nudge by the judge. You know, you were on the drug court. Was it the drug court?
Drug court, yeah.
And that really works for some people, you know. And some people, I've heard, not from just you, but from other people, they're like, yep. As soon as I left court, went right to the liquor store.
Yeah.
You know, and they have a right to do that, I guess, but that seems like a waste of time. And, you know, the things that were probably turning around in those people's lives, and I don't know, if you're white-knuckling it and if you're not really committed, I don't know if things would really even get better, but you had seen it start to work, but you still couldn't fathom, I can never do drugs again.
Right.
You know, like, that's the kicker.
And I think, and I'm sure a lot of people that have been through punitive stuff with the legal system in terms of geared towards their sobriety or their recovery, like, there is an element there has to be truth to the fact that, you know, yes, you're just going through the motions because you have to. And that it does for some people. It can take for some people something that's completely foreign to them. This AA thing, this NA thing, you know, the steps or, you know, meetings and all this is completely just like, what? It's what? And so it's a whole new concept. And for those people,
it's new life. That's
great. And if they can grasp onto that and it makes sense and they can make sense of it and believe in it and then believe in themselves. But at the end of the day, man, you got to want to change. Mm-hmm. You got to, inside you, all of you, every piece of you needs to be ready to change. And if you don't have that, you're just waiting for the inevitable. And that's scary. That's a scary thing.
And if you're dealing with somebody who's saying all the right things and, oh, this is what they want, and they're telling you they promise, and ask them how many meetings they went to last week. Oh, none. See if they're backing it up. You know, that's the true tale. Oh, I don't have a car. I don't have this. Oh, you somehow got them drugs. Well, and I call that my grandfather's way of thinking, because when the judges tell people, well, you got to go to 10 meetings a week, but I don't have a car. You took my license. Well, you'll better find a way.
Yeah.
All right, Zoom. But, you know, but still, no, but for real, I mean, if they're in that situation and they're, you know, BSing and they're known for BSing and everything that's coming out of their mouth in the last 3, 6 months, years been a lie, and then here they come again spewing it. How many meetings? You got a meeting sheet? Let me see it. Mm-hmm.
I've been really busy.
Yeah, I was in the hospital, or I was just, in our meetings on Monday and Wednesday on the 217 Recovery app, guys in hospital. Mm-hmm. Different guys. And we were like, what's the recurring theme here? Like,
yeah.
You don't have to be in the hospital to go to our meetings on our app, but it was kind of cool, you know, so don't tell me you're sitting in the hospital. There's nothing to do anyway.
Right.
You know, so those guys kind of pointed out, they're like, man, I'm here, man. You know, and they were happy to be a part of something. And they're like, you know, sitting in the hospital sucks, and nobody can come see you. And hell, you know, I get to have a meeting. Thanks, guys. You know, thanks 217 Recovery. I was like, no, thank you. Thanks for being here, everybody.
That's great.
It was fun. But, no, it's kind of I guess it's not a funny situation. Let's get serious.
Okay.
But it is kind of funny. No, a guy I know, a friend of mine, has been having a hard time. And, you know, I've done all I can, you know, pretty much. And I can't, there's nothing I can do for him. You know, he doesn't want it, and that's the bottom line. And it's his actions or lack of actions that, you know, make me say that. You know, I'm not just giving up on him. I'm just like, well, why would I keep wasting my time? I think there's something in the Bible, Proverbs like 22 or 23, it's like, don't waste your time talking to fools. Mm-hmm. You know, you're going to say it to them, and they don't like wisdom. They just, so you're wasting your time. Don't waste your time. So, you know, I kind of live by that a little bit. So it's like, all right. So I kind of quit talking to the dude, you know, and he finally reached out to me again yesterday and was like, hey, man, sorry, bro, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, look, man, it is what it is, you know. And I said something to the fact of, I was almost as dumb as you are when I was chasing my addiction. You know, I don't know. I think meth is a little bit more grabs your mental. I mean, alcohol grabs my mental. But once I take the first, I don't know, maybe it's the same. But anyway, I was like, yeah, I was just as dumb as you pretty much. Not as dumb, because I'm not going to say I was as dumb as him. But I told him, I was like, you got to want it, man. You got to, you know, stop talking about it and start doing it. You got to put in the work. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go to treatment again. I was like, that treatment place isn't going to make you want to not ever do drugs again. He's already been to this place, and the place is horrible anyway. It's a bad Chinese food restaurant. I mean, there's nothing, in my opinion, that's going to come out of that that's good for him, you know? And my point was, you got to want it, dude. And then I get a message from his mother, and she was like, just stop. Like, when you said that the treatment place wasn't, you know, he wasn't going to make it there, then that just, you lost me. And then he had told me, too, he's like, you know, that hurt my feelings when you said that you were almost as dumb as me, and maybe we shouldn't talk anymore. Bro, I haven't reached out to you in how long? Like, I don't know. It just was really comical to me almost, you know, because I'm like, wait, you're telling me to stop? Like, I wasn't calling him going, hey, bro, are you okay today? Hey, is there something I can do for you? That's not how I work. That's not what I do, you know. And he was a friend, and I was just giving him honest advice, you know. Mm-hmm. But somehow I think he twisted it up, you know, and told his mother this whole, oh, well, Corey said this, and, you know, I should probably not do any of it. And, you know, and threw himself a little pity party. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But I just kind of found it comical because I'm like, I'm not calling out to you going, hey, buddy, can I help you today? No, I'm enjoying a movie at home. I'm eating pizza. I'm chilling. You know, I'm trying to relax. I'm putting together an app. I'm doing a website. I'm doing something. I'm not chasing people down to see if they're all right in recovery. Well, some of them I do. Mm-hmm. I'm not really chasing them down, but I'll send them a text from time to time like, hey, how you doing? Mm-hmm. But no, I don't know. I just thought it was pretty comical. Maybe it's not.
No, I think that in his defense, it's probably when he's in a not good spot. You know what I mean? Right. And his thoughts are probably not all together, and he's desperate, and you weren't saying the words that he wanted to hear, and that made him upset. So, you know, he like you said, did the pity party thing, and he wanted to hear something different.
Like, good, buddy. I'm glad you're going back to treatment again, and right. This time you'll get it.
I mean, I wouldn't chalk it up to him. Just me, and I think it probably just sit on it for a minute, who knows, and see if he comes around. But like I said, I think he knows that you weren't trying to be evil about it. No. It was just, and you were very upfront, and people respect that, but some people aren't used to that. And if somebody's in a vulnerable spot where they're, you know, not feeling 100 about themselves, then they can probably take it a little bit the wrong way.
Yeah. I don't know. I blocked his messages. I was like, I'll take a break from him now.
Yeah, no, I think that's smart, you know.
Yeah, since he wants to, you know, take a break. No, it's probably best we don't talk for him. I'm like,
right.
Bro, when's that? Come on, man. For real? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of funny, but it's not, because it's sad. I'm sad. It's sad that he's not going to experience this great life, at least not right now. I mean, hopefully one day he does. Mm-hmm. And I just want everybody to feel it. You know, it's such an amazing feeling. This other cat that kind of reached out. You know, I've been kind of talking to him and like, read the promises, bro. I'm telling you, it's kind of what I started talking about earlier. And I get excited when people are excited, you know. And again, you got to step back and see what kind of work that they're really doing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds good. You know, you can say it. And when I was at Place Stream, a dude was like, "Yeah, that sounds good, Corey. What you gonna do when you get out of here?" I was like, "This and that." He's like, "Yeah, that sounds good too. But for real, what are you gonna do when you get out of here?" I was like, "Well, he's like, well, you better back it up." I was like, "All right." But that's something you got to remind yourself. You know, like, are you doing enough? Am I doing anything? And are you just saying it? Because sometimes your addiction will take over, and you just think you're doing 125%, which really is only 25%. But you think you're doing everything that you need to be doing, and some people really believe it, and your brain will trick you right into it too. Mm-hmm. And you think you're just this great, wonderful guy doing all these things for other people, and then start writing it down, and then you realize, oh well, I guess I didn't do as much as I thought I did, and well, I did only hit one meeting this week, and then 2 weeks later, and you're like, I didn't hit any.
Right.
But it's because I was so busy. You know, those excuses start coming, and you know, if you want it, you got to take those excuses out of play. You know, if you didn't hit a meeting or you didn't do what you needed to do when you're fresh out of treatment, when you're very early in recovery, it's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying AA meetings. You go to all kinds of meetings.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you're a preacher, maybe you're a therapist, even. But,
yeah, and there's tons of different ways that you can be active in your own recovery. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a meeting, but I'll be honest with you. Like, well, we went to an open talk tonight, an AA meeting, and it'd been forever since I've been to an in-person meeting. So I can't say that those thoughts crossed my mind, and I was like, yeah, but I feel like I do recovery like every day, which I do, because you know, part of my job is all of my job is interacting with people that are, you know, and reminding people about what it takes to stay sober that day. So literally, I have meetings all day, every day, but that doesn't mean that I don't need other avenues, you know, to complement my program. So here's me saying it. Shame on me. You know what I mean? Call me a hypocrite or whatever. Because I do. I think that sometimes we do get wrapped up in what tends to be truths a lot. Is we can be busy with things, but am I being busy in the right stuff? You know, we have to prioritize, and we have to make sure that our recovery comes first. And what does that mean? Am I in fear of relapse today? No, absolutely not. Could I amp up my program a little bit differently? Probably. So maybe that's something I needed to do, you know, that just kind of came out of the wood. Like, those are things that you realize, and that was a God thing, you know. I just happened to go to this meeting tonight because I was invited, and I wanted to, you know, hear the person that was speaking. And just, it wasn't what she said, although it was good open talk. But I was like, I think I need more of this. Mm-hmm. You know, and anyway, it was really awesome. I didn't feel bad about it. I was just like, this is what I need to do now. It's about moving forward. Mm. It's about making changes, recognizing what you need to do, and then doing it. You know, so.
Yeah, because you don't want to be the person that's like, yeah, I had a year and 8 months, and then something happened, and
right.
My wonderful husband was so awesome. So sexy and hot. I loved him.
Oh, was that supposed to be me?
Man.
Oh, yeah, that was supposed to be me. I talk just like you. But no. Yeah, and I'm taking to a meeting next week.
Yeah.
This coming weekend. Yeah. In hometown.
All right.
Yep. And I actually am going to meet up with a guy. He reached out. He was, I think, a year behind me, maybe 2 years behind me in high school. But I think he drove before me because he was older. Pretty sure. Anyway, gonna meet up with him. He reached out and was like, hey, man, if you ever need a story, I'll share it. And I'm like, all right, people love hearing stories.
Yeah.
So, meet up with him. I have lunch with another friend and hit a meeting and do a little birthday party action with my nephews, and it'll be a good time. Be a good time for sure. But, well, that's not really a but I just double-butted. No, we do have a contest going. Are you aware of this? I think I might have mentioned it.
Yeah, you were really kind of scrambled the other day. Yeah. So you were just all over the place. But I did, yes, you have a contest that everyone has access to on our website.
Yep.
And it is an official contest for a 217 Recovery t-shirt.
Yep. It's
super
cool.
simple. Just fill out the information, submit it, and you're going to be randomly.
Yeah, I think we'll pick a winner every week or something.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great idea.
Brought to you by nobody.
Nobody.
So once we get a sponsor, we can afford to mail it to you.
It's the mailing that's the killer.
I know, man.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. But no, those shirts look really cool, man. I like that font. I like that font a lot. And you can see the shirt. It's on the contest page, and you can also get to it through the app. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I love Subsplash. That's the company who owns the app, or we paid a couple of dollars to use it and put our stuff on there. But there's kinks.
There's always going to be kinks.
And when the guy was helping me set it up, I was like, this isn't working right. And he's like, what? But he's just like, yeah, well, not, because it's basically for churches. And they don't really use it for what I'm trying to use it for, because I was putting up there the daily reflections, 24 hours a day with, the thought of the day, the prayer, meditation. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden the calendar was messed up. And I put 30 of them up there. And then I noticed that there was no display date. So if I just had the 7th, 8th, and 9th of May, and I had it set to never end, but show every year. So it would just it put now until infinity, all down. So until I added pretty much the whole year, the rest of them are going to be there. So I'm like, oh, Jesus, I got to do all this. And it started getting a little daunting. And I'm trying to beat the system. And I'm like, okay, if I do a call with them, what are they going to tell me? That I have to use another app. And I'm like, no, that's what I'm paying you guys a couple dollars for. Mm-hmm. So I want to use your stuff. And they could say, well, just put it on your website. No, that's what I paid you for. Fix it. But it was a little frustrating. I mean, it's on there now, and you can check it out, daily reflections and 24 hours a day. But I wanted to put the NA one up there just for the day, just for today. And there was something else, I don't remember. But I was overtaken.
A little bit at a time, though.
Yeah, and it's cool that, there's that stuff just touch away on your phone.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted the app for. And the other app that we had sucked so bad. Couldn't do anything even close to that. So there might be a couple things, and I've emailed them back and forth today. So, I mean, they're kind of working on it for me, but they just haven't had people use it like we're using it. So.
Right.
It's interesting. Way better, though. If you haven't checked out the app, you need to, though, for real.
Yeah.
Normally don't tell people what they need to do, but you got to have the app. Podcasts, meetings, contests, readings. Come on, man.
Resources.
Pictures of my face. Well, just one. Yeah. And then, resources. I mean, those resources on our website, but I don't know. I'm excited about it.
I know.
And then, of course, a lot of people have been hitting me up, too, about what's coming up in July 24th. Mm-hmm. Recovery Zone Rally.
In Pawpaw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's very exciting. That's going to be here it's almost June.
I know.
Well, I mean, it's the 8th of May, but and then it'll be Christmas. But
and
football
then
season will
football.
be there. Oh, God, yeah. Should I make the announcement now, or?
Well, I don't think you can't not when you just did that.
Yeah, thanks. So, last year, we had the 217 Recovery Sober League. Because fantasy football was something that I always did, and I always associated it with drinking. A lot of people go bowling, golfing, mudding, whatever. We associate everything with drinking, but fantasy football was a big excuse for me Get up at 5 a.m. Start drinking. Oh, yeah, fantasy football. Yeah. By 11, I'm passed out. Well, it was hard for me to get back into fantasy football, but it was something that I loved. It's kind of like when I would relapse, it would take me a week or two to listen to The Ticket again in the morning. And that's my show, man. That's my morning radio show. Love them. But there's something like I don't deserve it. I don't deserve to have fun. Mm-hmm. And so fantasy football is kind of the same way. The season would start off and I would be in a good place, maybe a month or two sober. And then I'd fall off. And then I would just, I didn't even deserve fantasy football anymore. And then it got to the point, I think last year was the second year I've ever done it sober. The year before that was the first. And I wanted to do it with a bunch of other guys that were going to be sober too. Now, it didn't happen that way. I stayed sober. Mm-hmm. So I win. I really won the league, thanks. That should be a part of it too. If you drink, you have to treat me your best player. Yeah, they don't care. They would still drink. But this year we're going to actually charge an entry fee. So that way there's a payout at the end. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the excuses I got were, well, I haven't paid attention to football. I've been too busy drinking the last few years. And I don't know. I've never done it before. I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to do. Well, this year, I reached out. Well, I reached out last year, but I think it was too late. But this year, I reached out to the fantasy footballers. They have, in my opinion, the best fantasy football podcast going. I mean, everything that show does is good. They do their live spots, their advertising fun, they're entertaining. And, I mean, they're not always right, but nobody is, but they're an entertaining show, and I love listening to them. I listen to them already. Mm-hmm. When April rolls around, I'm like, all right, guys are back. I think they do the show year-round, but they just cut back on how many times they do it. I think right now it's still 2 times a week, which I want some more, but I don't think they do that until June or July. But then they ramp up, and it's pretty much every day once the season starts. But they have something they call the Ultimate Draft Kit, the UDK, and it's a couple dollars. But I reached out to him and was like, hey, is there any way you guys could help us out? This is what we do. We like to keep sober people sober, and football is tough. But fantasy football is something that someone, if they've never tried it before, could have a blast at. Or if they've never tried it sober before, we're here for you. It's a sober league, recovery league. Got a question, got a problem, hit me up. We'll talk about trades, and we'll talk about how your day was, whatever. But they offered 12, which would cover everybody in the league, UDKs for free.
That's awesome.
For everybody in the league. So I was pretty excited about that. I was pretty jazzed. And they said that we hope this helps, keep people sober. And, we're glad that, fantasy football helped you and that you learned that you can do it sober. I'm like, yeah, thanks, guys.
That's great. I wonder if they'll talk about you on their show.
Oh, like name drop, like, Corey Winfield reached out to us. Like, Corey Winfield reached out?
Maybe.
No, I doubt it. But it was really cool of them, though. And, man, props.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Been doing pretty good on that front. Meyer, Speedway, fantasy footballers, Zales. Not really. That would be, got some diamonds.
I was like, where did that come from?
I don't know. I just want some diamonds. Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't want diamonds? And then there's something else. I don't remember. It was a good day. It was very productive. And I hope everybody else kind of had a pretty good day, too.
Yeah. I had a good day.
It was sunny. We're going on vacation. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Could give props to Justin Burke, for running the meetings and stuff online. Really do appreciate that. And the last 2 meetings I've been in, it's like they kind of wait for me like I'm the Godfather to show up, which is kind of weird. But no, Justin will do just fine with the meetings. And I just hope that they have fun in them when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about, man. 217 Recovery. We're about having fun in recovery. Mm-hmm. We're serious about it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we don't have fun.
Now it's not an all men's meeting.
It's been an all men's meeting.
I know, but it's not.
No.
Right. Okay. We need to start encouraging women to attend.
I'll just tell women they can't come then.
What are you, like 12 years old in a clubhouse?
That's how it works. If I tell a woman, you cannot come to that meeting on Monday, flooded. We'll show you. You sure did. So ladies, don't come to the meetings on the app. You better not. Watch, they'll come.
It's definitely an invite, yes. We need to encourage
For
them.
sure. Women, come on, join us. You don't even have to turn your camera on.
There you go.
But I don't have too much. Because for women, it's probably a lot different. Because the guy, just throw a shirt on, whatever, get a hat.
Or not.
Yeah. But women, oh no, I gotta get my makeup done. Hold on. Like, going to a Zoom meeting is probably worse because you don't know who's going to be there.
Right.
Sometimes where if they go to a meeting, like, oh, it's just going to be Jib and Phil and Bob, whatever.
Right. They've seen me this way a million times.
Yeah. But then Zoom, you're like, oh, and it could be like, oh, who knows?
You never know who you're going to run into.
Yeah. So that would be a chore, actually. So
yeah, leave those reservations at the door and get to a meeting. It's about.
Yeah, they're good meetings. So it's 7 o'clock, Monday and Wednesday. Monday's AA, Wednesday's NA. But it's the same thing, man. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's a meeting.
That's right.
Wonder if we should have. You think we could have Dharma meetings on there? That would be a little different with the meditation.
You know what? We should probably. It's something to think about. We can look into it. Probably just go to a Dharma because they do have them on Zoom and see how they run it. Follow their lead.
Like we're spies.
Kind. No. No.
We're spying on you.
Just we're learning to figure out how to properly hold a Dharma meeting.
Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. So, the idea I had of, hey, let's go, clean up places.
Yeah.
Well, I reached out to a guy who, that's kind of like one of his jobs. And I was like, hey, man, this is something we're thinking about doing, I wanted to see what you guys do something like that already? And he's like, yes, we do this and that. And I was like, all right, well, cool, sweet. I'm glad that you do something like that because, we were thinking about reaching out to some other people, maybe get some funds and, it's something that we could use your services for, and pay you guys. No, I didn't say that. I never agreed to that. And I'm like, bro, calm down. And then he started taking the example that I gave him because I was like, hey, down in this city, dude said this and stuff like that is what I want to do. And he thought literally I was going to drive to Florida or something. I don't know what was going through his mind, but he just wouldn't stop with it. And then he's like, that's not our territory. And never mind, bro. I don't know. That was kind of interesting to me because it was just interesting, the reaction from him on that. Because it's like, wait a minute. If someone called me and said, hey, man, you guys want to come to a meeting with us? And we're doing all this recovery stuff. We're going to help out the community. No, man. Not our jurisdiction, bro. Out of our territory, man.
That doesn't really make much sense.
Sorry, you want us to come to Paw Recovery Rally? Pfft, no. Sorry, it's out of our jurisdiction, bro. No, we're like, hell yeah, we'll be there. That's why it didn't make sense to me. But again, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, well, I know for a fact that he's not the highest guy in that place. He just, like I said earlier, it's I'm not going to talk to the drive-through guy about how the whole store is run,
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing there, but it still just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I did a good job not reacting.
Here you go.
Because I wanted to just fire off but I kept it short and sweet. No worries, man.
I think that should be the moral to the story.
Yeah. That's what I was getting to. That, and I just had to tell the story properly so that we explain the anger and the and the anger was disrespect. It was frustration. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, that's what it manifests into anger.
Mm-hmm. Back to that Proverbs where you don't talk to the fools. Don't talk to them.
There you go.
But Yeah, so that's a little pat on the back. So, yeah, that's for myself. But it's those moments that you have to realize, though, too, that you catch yourself in.
Yeah.
That you do have to pat yourself on the back, especially early in recovery. You pat yourself all day.
Absolutely.
If you catch yourself doing the right thing, and it's not going to happen every time. Especially reacting.
And point out when others are doing the right thing. You know, it's a good thing to encourage each other and pat other people on the back, you know, for doing the next right thing. Yeah. There's not enough of that in the world.
You know, you're in early recovery and early life. How do we learn things? By watching other people. Mm-hmm. Watching mama and dada. You know, that's how we learn. Mm-hmm. So early recovery is the same thing. So, yeah, you see somebody doing something good, like, hey, Matt, you're having fun. You're doing good. Or, hey, Shane, you know, that was awesome the way you handled that. You know, that group came at you and they called you sexist, and they said that Corey Winfield's the awesome sexist guy that they hate. Okay, cool. You know, like, that's their opinion, man. Let them have it, but there's no need for you to get riled up. Mm-hmm. That's like, you know, women should take out the trash. Be a lot cooler if you did. All right. No, actually, Marnie does take out the trash. But no, because we were watching that movie and that guy got ran over by that stupid van. That movie wasn't very good. On Amazon, Michael B. Jordan. At all cost or whatever.
That's not the name of it.
Fall out the window or something kind of like not giving up until they're dead. You're going to say my wife's name again. Whatever the movie is called.
No redemption or something?
No remorse.
No remorse.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
Not a good movie.
She's like,
say no.
Why don't you take out the trash? And he's like, okay. He's playing with the kids. Okay. Goes to take out the trash, and then he walks the road, stands, and then just gets run over by this van. We were both like, "Oh my god!" Like, I hope that actor's okay, the stuntman, because he got drilled.
Yeah, it was pretty violent.
Jesus, man, he's just taking out the trash. I'm like, how come women don't take out the trash? Well, how come she was like, "You take out the trash"? That's a gender role thing, man. Thought we were fighting against that. We'll talk about it Monday at the meeting, ladies.
There you go.
Oh, for real, join us. Have a good time. Just joking. Just having fun. Just having a little fun in recovery.
Yep.
But thank you for listening. Share it with your friends if you think it's something that they'll catch on to, or maybe don't share it with them. Keep it from them. It's up to you.
No, share it with them.
Yeah, I listened to previous podcasts. What was the name of that one I was talking about that was funny?
The one from the intro?
Yeah. January 5th, Accents, Detroit bus stop. So that would have been January 5th, 2020.
Yeah.
So if you want to go listen to a classic episode, because you got Marnie's
we can
replay
play it
today.
we can play it.
Can we?
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah.
Can we?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so we're not doing a Mother's Day? Oh, hi, Mom. I love you. Thanks for listening.
Mother's Day.
Biggest fan I know.
Yep.
So proud of you for not giving up on me.
I know. We love
Glad I
our
could
moms.
teach you so much, Mother. How strong you really are. Appreciate it. Aren't you glad you had me? Pushed you to the brink. Just when you thought you couldn't take any more. I gave you more to take, Mom. I really appreciate it, and I do love you, Mother. But no, I don't know. Or we could just play another funny one from January 5th.
Let's see if we can get moms on.
My mom will be on.
Okay.
We'll see.
Good. All right, that's the plan then.
All right, but we'll probably do a replay anyway. I mean, what? We'll do a special show. Maybe
Right.
we'll do the moms just on the app.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been wanting to do that too for a while. Mm-hmm. Just do special episodes on the app, like videos and stuff. Maybe we'll do our first video.
Could do that.
Stay tuned and download the app. It's free. App Store, Google Play Store. But until then, have a good night. Enjoy your Mother's Day. And stay sober.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.